Welcome to our channel, where we explore the depths of the mind and the limits of imagination. Today, we're diving into the dream world of Christopher Nolan's masterpiece, Inception. Get ready for mind-bending concepts, mind-blowing visuals, and mind-boggling twists. Whether you're a fan of sci-fi, action, or psychological thrillers, Inception has something for you. So sit back, relax, and let's take a trip into the world of dreams. In the opening scene, we see Cobb washed up on a shore. He's approached by a group of armed men and taken to meet Saito, a powerful businessman who wants to hire him for a job. Saito wants Cobb to perform Inception on his business rival's son, Robert Fisher, to plant an idea in his mind that will break up his father's empire. Cobb is initially hesitant to take the job, but Saito offers to help clear Cobb's name so he can return home to his children. To prepare for the job, Cobb assembles a team of experts including his right-hand man Arthur, chemist Yusuf, and architect Ariadne. They begin to delve into the complexities of the dream world, including the concept of limbo, a place where the mind can become trapped indefinitely. As they plan the heist, Cobb is haunted by memories of his wife Mal, who appears to him in his dreams and threatens to derail the mission. As the team prepares to enter the second dream layer, Ariadne discovers that Cobb's projection of his wife, Mal, has begun to interfere with the dream. Cobb explains that Mal has become a dangerous presence in his subconscious, and he warns Ariadne to never let Mal find her way into the dream again. The team enters the second dream level, a hotel where they must find and kidnap their target, Robert Fisher. However, the dream quickly turns into a nightmare as they encounter Fisher's trained subconscious projections. Eames, the team's forger, impersonates Fisher's godfather to gain access to Fisher's subconscious and plant the idea of breaking up his father's empire. As the team successfully completes their mission, they must make a hasty exit as Fisher's subconscious security begins to collapse. As the team heads to the third level of Fisher's dream, Arthur remains behind to hold off Fisher's security team. In the third level, Eames disguises himself as Fisher's godfather and convinces Fisher to split up the company, successfully implanting the idea. However, Fisher's subconscious projections attack them and they are forced to fight their way out. Meanwhile, in the first level, the van with the sleeping team members is involved in a car chase that sends it off a bridge and into the water. As they begin to drown in the van, Cobb finally confronts his projection of Mal and convinces her to let him go and move on. He then wakes up in the second level, where he helps the team continue their mission. The team arrives in Yusuf's dream world, a busy city where they prepare for the Inception. They enter the dream of Robert Fisher Jr., the target, who is mourning his father's death. The team creates a scenario where Cobb, as a representative of Fisher's father, convinces him to break up his father's empire. Meanwhile, Cobb is haunted by projections of his late wife, Mal, who is interfering with his ability to focus on the job. The team succeeds in planting the idea, but Fisher's subconscious projections attack them, forcing them to flee. The team wakes up in the next level, where they will go deeper into Fisher's subconscious. The team continues to descend into Fisher's subconscious, encountering numerous obstacles and projections along the way. Ariadne begins to question Cobb's motivations and mental state, causing tension within the group. As they reach the final level, Cobb confronts Mal once again, and it becomes clear that she is a manifestation of his guilt and grief. Fisher finally reaches his own subconscious and confronts his father's projection, ultimately deciding to break up his father's company and create his own legacy. As the team prepares to exit the dream, they are ambushed by Fisher's subconscious security forces, resulting in a thrilling car chase and shootout. Despite the danger, they successfully complete their mission and exit the dream, only to find themselves in limbo due to a miscalculation. The team wakes up on the plane and discusses their next steps. Eames impersonates Browning, and they learn that Fisher will be flying to Los Angeles the next day. They decide to perform the Inception during the flight, where Fisher is most vulnerable. Ariadne creates the final level of the dream, a snowy mountain fortress. As they prepare for the mission, Cobb has a private conversation with Fisher and shows him a projection of his father, Maurice. He tells Fisher that his father wanted him to be his own man and not live in his shadow. This emotional connection is crucial for the success of the Inception. The team boards the flight and begins the mission. Yusuf's driving skills are put to the test as they evade Fisher's armed security. Meanwhile, Cobb goes into limbo to find Fisher and bring him back to reality. He confronts Mal and convinces her to let go of her obsession with staying in limbo. As they reach the final level of the dream, Fisher reaches his catharsis and finally understands his father's true intentions. The Inception is successful, and Fisher decides to dissolve his father's company and start anew. The team wakes up and goes their separate ways, but Cobb remains behind to confront his own inner demons in limbo. As the team enters limbo, Ariadne realizes that Mal has been influencing Cobb's subconscious and causing their failures. She confronts Cobb about it, and he finally confesses the truth about his wife's suicide and the guilt he feels over it. Meanwhile, Eames and Arthur search for Saito, who has been trapped in limbo for decades. In a poignant moment, Cobb is reunited with an aging Saito, who has lost his grip on reality after spending so much time in limbo. Saito reminds Cobb of their agreement and asks him to fulfill his promise to help him return to reality. With time running out, the team sets their plan into motion to reach the inner sanctum of Fisher's mind and plant the idea. But they are met with unexpected resistance from Fisher's own subconscious, which manifests as armed guards and explosions. As they fight their way through, Fisher comes to a realization about his father's true intentions for him, and begins to accept the idea planted by the team. Just as they think they have succeeded, Mal appears and sabotages their efforts. In the chaos, Ariadne is forced to stay behind to deal with Mal while Cobb and the others make their escape back to reality. As the clock ticks down to the end of their mission, the team faces their toughest challenges yet. Eames and Arthur successfully infiltrate the heavily guarded fortress where Fisher is kept, while Ariadne and Cobb dive deeper into Fisher's subconscious. Inside the dream, Cobb confronts his deceased wife, Mal, who sabotages their mission and threatens to destroy everything they've worked for. Cobb is forced to confront the guilt and grief he has been carrying with him for years. Meanwhile, in the real world, the team faces a major obstacle as they attempt to bring Fisher out of his coma. The sedative that was supposed to keep Fisher asleep has worn off, and they must navigate a chaotic hospital to keep him from waking up. As tensions rise and obstacles mount, the team must work together to complete their mission and escape the dream before time runs out. As the team enters the third level of the dream, Arthur creates a huge explosion that sends them falling into limbo. In this state of infinite subconscious, Cobb and Ariadne must confront Mal, who has been influencing Cobb's mind and causing problems throughout the mission. As they try to convince Mal to let go of her obsession and return to reality, Cobb reveals that he planted the idea in her mind that caused her to believe that their dream world was real. He finally comes to terms with her death and lets her go, and they all wake up successfully. But upon waking, Cobb is taken into custody by Saito's men, who have discovered that he was implicated in his wife's murder. Ariadne meets with Cobb's father-in-law, who reveals that Cobb is still in limbo and must be brought back before it's too late. The team embarks on a final mission to rescue Cobb and bring him back to reality. As the team sets up their final plan, they face many challenges, including an army of projections led by Mal, Cobb's deceased wife, who seeks revenge for being trapped in limbo. Meanwhile, the van carrying the team, carrying Fisher in a chemically induced dream, is pursued by armed guards. As the team reaches the third level of the dream, Arthur stays behind to fend off the projections while the others enter Fisher's subconscious. Once inside, Ariadne uses her architecture skills to design a kick that will bring them all back to reality. Eames takes on the identity of Fisher's godfather to lead him to the realization that his father's true desire was for him to be his own man. Meanwhile, Cobb confronts Mal in limbo and convinces her to let go of her obsession and join him in returning to reality. As the team returns to reality, Fisher awakens with a new perspective on his father's legacy. Cobb is detained at the airport, but Saito, who has fulfilled his promise to clear Cobb's name, arranges for Cobb to reunite with his children. The film ends with the spinning top, Cobb's totem, spinning but cuts to black before it can fall, leaving the audience to wonder if Cobb is still in a dream or back in reality. Inception is a thrilling and thought-provoking film that explores the power of the mind and the nature of reality. It is a story about love, loss, and redemption, and it challenges its audience to question their own perception of the world around them. The film's stunning visuals and innovative storytelling make it a timeless masterpiece that continues to captivate audiences to this day. That's it for today's journey into the world of Inception. We hope you enjoyed the ride as much as we did. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more mind-bending content like this. And if you have any theories, questions, or suggestions, feel free to share them in the comments below. Until next time, sweet dreams.